Greetings, film fanatics. Filmholmes here, and welcome to another rendition of Too Many Movies. So in the last video, I talked about John Carpenter's Halloween, and still, it's one of my favorite John Carpenter movies. It still is one of my favorite movies, in a way. It's not my favorite horror movie. That goes to John Carpenter's The Thing, but it would definitely be number 2. So sorry, John Carpenter again. And I did talk about how there's one John Carpenter movie I really wanted to watch because it is a scary movie, The Fog. I'm not going to be able to get to it this month. It'll be the first review I do in November, because I'm going to actually watch it later this week with some friends, because none of us have ever seen it. But I'm going to end this month with another Halloween movie. The only true sequel to Halloween is Halloween II, a movie that John Carpenter did not want to make, but they did. He didn't direct it, but he did co-write it with Deborah Hill, who also helped him with the first movie. And I already said it's not nearly as good as the first one, but I do have some stuff to say about it. So let's get into Halloween II. So the plot of Halloween 2, basically it picks up the exact same night, Halloween night, right after the ending of the first Halloween, which I won't say. But Jamie Lee Curtis is taken to the hospital, where she is basically there the entire movie. And Donald Pleasence has to look for a certain... screw it. He has to look for Michael Myers, who, survived all the gunshots somehow at the end of Halloween. And has to look for him again. And basically Michael Myers is also trying to find Jamie Lee Curtis's character again so he could kill her. And that's basically the plot of Halloween 2. And the cool thing is, it does feel like it picks up right up. It looks exactly like the first movie. It looks like it could be one long movie. If you edited them together, it could be one long movie. So props to them on that. But Halloween 2, it's not nearly as well received as the first one, and it shouldn't be, because it's not nearly as good. It's not nearly as revolutionary as the first one. This one, unlike the first Halloween, where it kind of started the genre of slasher films in a way, or made it at least mainstream, this one is a slasher movie. Michael Myers in the first one only really killed babysitters and stuff. This one, he kills everybody. He just becomes a complete sociopath and kills people in the most bizarre ways sometimes, and it's brutal and it's kind of cool, but he goes all out. It's not just a knife this time or anything, or choking. It's like he kills one woman by putting her head in boiling water and stuff. Like, neat things, but just a little out there, It becomes like a Nightmare on Elm Street or a Friday the 13th type of thing, or the later ones of those film series. So, it's the only Halloween sequel I will talk about, because I'm perfectly fine with just saying the first Halloween movie is it. Because the ending was so good, this ruins it. That's the only thing. That's what sucks about this. Immediately, it ruins the ending of the first movie. That sucks, it takes away its creepiness. But Jamie Lee Curtis, once again, is good. She doesn't talk as much, but you do still feel for her character. You still love her. And plus, she's lost all of her damn friends. She's very damaged. The new setting is in a hospital instead of a neighborhood, which is creepy, but not nearly as good as the first Halloween movie. Donald Pleasence is really good again. You find out some backstory about Michael Myers, and also about his relationship with Laurie, Jamie Lee Curtis's character, which is cool, but I don't like that they gave a reason to why he wants to kill her. It's scarier without having a reason. So again, they had to. It's the sequel, but it's not needed. Again, it takes away from the first movie. And even though Halloween 2 is very enjoyable, I do recommend it if you're curious about the only true sequel to John Carpenter's Halloween that he did have a say in. He co-wrote the script again. Watch it. That's why I own it. for curiosity's sake, it is worth it. If you like these kind of movies, bloody movies type of that, and there's suspense, and it's dark, and it's twisted, and it can be very scary, then watch it. It's well worth it, but it was not going to match what the first movie did. It wasn't going to be as well paced. It wasn't going to be as creepy, scary, but it does have its moments. And when it does have its moments, it shows, that brilliance that was in the original film. But, the cast is good once again. The script is not nearly as strong as the first one, even though the first one had many, many faults. The dialogue in this was better, even though some of the minor characters are annoying as fuck still. Just stupid characters, but they're just throwaway characters. They're going to die anyway. You know that. And that's the thing, too. You know how this universe works. You didn't with the first Halloween, but now you do, so you know who's going to die. You just know it. But nowadays, you can tell because these movies have been done to death. But Halloween 2, it's good for what it is. It is a scary movie. If you watch the first one and you want to just leave it at that, I would. That way, that movie can kind of stay as close to perfect in your mind as it can. The only thing about this movie that its biggest flaw is that it does take away so much from the first one and almost kind of ruins it. It doesn't ruin it, but it comes close because it answers some questions that should never have been answered. But at least this is a true ending to these two movies. That's all I'll say. But, until the fourth one brought Michael Myers back, this was it. At the same time, again, that takes away from the ending of the first Halloween movie. But if you're curious, give it a try. I watched it. I don't regret it, but I kind of wish it didn't exist. But Halloween 2, if you want to watch this Halloween season, I kind of recommend it, but definitely watch the first one. But Halloween 2, a 3 out of 5. It's an average movie, an average horror movie. If it wasn't a sequel to Halloween, it would be a really average Halloween movie, or average movie that you'd watch during the Halloween season, an average slasher movie. But for a sequel to a movie as big as Halloween, it's okay. It's not bad. It's entertaining at least. So there you go. Halloween is over tonight. I hope everyone is safe, with your kids or whatever parties. Be safe out there. Please be, when it comes to drinking and all that crap, or even eating Halloween candy, a lot of it. Just be safe, be careful, and have a great time. It was a lot of fun going through these movies, and there are so many horror movies or scary movies I did not get to this month. There was a John Carpenter movie I didn't even get to, and that happens. I wish, I made money from this show so I could watch movies all the time and review them like this for you guys, but I can't. But I got a stack of movies over here. I wanted to do The Fly, Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead, Land of the Dead. I really wanted to rewatch those. The Evil Dead trilogy. I wanted to rewatch those and talk about those. Alfred Hitchcock movies like Psycho. I wanted to do that. There's a whole nother stack. I even bought a bunch of movies to see if I could watch for this month. The Toxic Avenger. Stanley Kubrick's The Shining. Tucker and Dale vs. Evil, another wonderful comedy about horror movies. The Exorcist. Poltergeist. Carrie. The Strangers, even Beetlejuice. I got into the Halloween mood. And a lot of these movies were super, super cheap, like $5 at any Walmart. But, that's too many. And I realized, okay, that's way too many movies. And some of these I have seen. I've seen Psycho a few times. I've seen Exorcist. I've seen The Shining. I've seen Carrie. But sometimes I want to rewatch these. I don't feel like I have enough knowledge to give them a proper review. Even if I only talk about them for a few minutes, I want to know how I truly feel about the movie. So hopefully I'm still doing this still doing this review show a year from now, so maybe I can do the rest of these. I would love to do that because a lot of these are fantastic movies. But I'm going to end the Halloween season, with my Halloween 2 review. And again, be safe, be careful. I will try to do the same thing. And this is actually my 50th episode. And I said my next movie review was going to be The Fog, my next video. But actually, I'm going to do... It'll probably be a two-parter of my favorite movies of all time. And I'm going to just do a quick little summary of why I love the movie so much, and I still don't know if it's going to be a top 20 or even a top 40. You know, and again, they're going to be quick summaries of the movies because I don't want the videos to be super long, because as you guys know, I can talk and talk and talk and talk and talk about these movies. And sometimes I have to stop myself. But that'll be the next video or next two videos, and then I'll get back to reviewing movies, the first one being The Fog. So thank you very much for joining me this October for all these movies I reviewed, and I will see you in November. Please be safe this Halloween. This was Too Many Movies. I'm Filmholmes. I got more movies I gotta watch. I will see you in the next video. Take care.